Today, we are going to talk about embracing mindfulness and redefining meditation. There are a lot of misconceptions about meditation and mindfulness, and I want to help you learn how to approach them with a compassionate and open mindset. The first thing is to understand meditation. And one common complaint that I hear a lot is I just can't seem to quiet my mind. And I want you to understand that the goal of meditation isn't to eliminate thoughts entirely. Instead, it's about observing them without judgment. So thoughts are natural. They're going to come and go, just like clouds in the sky, cars driving down the street. What matters is how we respond to them. So you may have heard me say before that we can't stop the mind from thinking. We can quiet things around us, all the stuff in life, to hear some of those thoughts, to understand which things we need to give attention to and which things we can let go of. So I want to practice a mindfulness technique together, and this is going to be about observing our thoughts without judgment. So find a comfortable seated position. Again, anytime that we're seated, your head over your heart over your hips, kind of in this stacked posture. And you can close your eyes if you feel comfortable to do so. Take a few deep breaths. And as you're sitting here and these thoughts are arising, observe them without getting caught up in them. And you can imagine you're sitting by a river and the leaves are floating by. Those leaves represent your thoughts. Observe them gently without clinging to any particular one. If you find yourself getting carried away with any of those leaves, bring your attention back to your breath. Continue this for a few moments. See whatever thoughts are happening in your mind float by, watching them without the need to try to catch them, without the need to try to hold on to them. Just let them be. And if you do get stuck with a thought, come back to your breath. Inhale and exhale. Focus on how that feels in your body. Inhale and exhale. So you can do that practice. We just did that in just a couple of minutes. You can do that practice. You could replace the leaves in the river with clouds in the sky, as I mentioned, or maybe a car driving by you on the street. Eventually, you will not see it anymore. It has your attention for a bit, but eventually we let it go. And we can do the same thing with our thoughts. We can determine which ones we might need to pay attention to, which ones we can let pass us by, and we don't have to give any of our energy to. So I want to ask you, with that little practice, are you able to let go of expectations and simply observe your thoughts? Or did you find that you were attaching yourself to a thought and you were floating with it? This is the struggle that I mentioned. I can't seem to quiet my mind during meditation. What happens is we get a thought and we continue repeating it, or we feel like we have to turn off all of that chatter, and we don't. We just need to be able to be and let those things go. So many of us struggle with the misconception that successful meditation means achieving a completely blank mind. And reality, as I mentioned, it's about redirecting our attention back to our breath, or back to a focus point, a focal point in front of us that we are giving our attention to when those thoughts arise. So embracing this non-judgmental approach can lead to a deeper sense of peace and clarity. We are thinking all the time. A lot of those thoughts are repetitive. A lot of those thoughts are negative, and we attach a lot of energy to them, and it drains us. So I also want to remind you that every meditation session is unique. Approach each session with a compassionate attitude toward yourself. Recognize that it's okay to have thoughts during meditation. It's part of the process. The key is to observe them without judgment and guide your focus back to the present moment. So if you're sitting and you're meditating and you're thinking, I have to do the laundry. Nope, I'm going to come back and I'm going to breathe. The laundry can wait. Okay. So I encourage you to incorporate this little practice as often as you can so that you can be still. It's a very, very hard thing for most of us to do, is to be still. But adding this in helps you release that judgment, helps you be less judgmental toward yourself, towards your thoughts, towards your actions. And mindfulness is a journey. It's not a destination. There is no end, like finish line. This is a forever practice as long as we grace this earth. So be kind to yourself as you navigate practicing. I hope that you find peace and clarity along the way, and know that I am here to support you, to encourage you, to help you continue to grow your practice each and every